disasters, but we are also having them in rapid succession. As warning were received about the heavy rains, the government, through the provincial disaster management centers, heightened activation and placed all disaster teams on high alert. As the incident started, the teams moved into action, working with councillors and local leadership structures, facilitating the relocation of communities in distress to safer facilities and responding to the biggest disasters in living memory of our province. The level of devastation of human life, infrastructure, and service delivery networks in the province is unprecedented. As government, we have been hard at work mounting a spirited response to mitigate the impact and lead interventions on the ground. The provincial government speedily activated national government and requested the classification of the province as the disaster area. Following the presidential visit by His Excellency President Cyril Ramaphosa yesterday, and the engagement with Minister of Culture, Minister Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma, KwaZulu-Natal was declared a disaster area by the national government. To this, we wish to appreciate the leadership and the exemplary leadership of President Ramaphosa and ministers who were with us and always ensure that they are with the people in difficult time and painful moments. As of today, in terms of the overview of the provincial incidents, a total number of 40,723 people have been affected. Sadly, 341 fatalities have been recorded, with eThekwini standing at 301, Ugu District at 6, Umzinyathi 2, King Cetshwayo 4, Ilembe 28. We are still tallying up a number of missing people. A total of 55 injuries have been registered. More than 248 schools have been damaged. So today, members of the Executive Council join mayors and councillors in responding and leading interventions in affected districts. We visited eThekwini, Ilembe, Ugu, Uthukela, Umzinyathi, and Umgungundlovu as the most affected districts in the province of KwaZulu-Natal. We can confirm that the magnitude of the damage, which is still being quantified, will definitely run into billions of rands. We have experienced serious service disruption on water supply and electricity provision in many parts of the province. Our team are working persistently to return normality to all of their systems. With regard to electricity, especially in eThekwini experienced major power disruptions. We have now been advised by His Worship the Mayor that the power has been restored to most parts of the city, and only 3 substations remain off because of extensive damage. These are Wentworth, Toyota, and Prospecting. The municipal teams are also working hard to restore powers in areas around Inanda Dam. With regard to water, eThekwini Metro is also experiencing major water disruption due to the damage to 2 out of 4 of Umgeni water net aqueducts. These are the aqueducts that supply water to Umgeni Water's biggest water treatment works called Durban Heights. These water works normally supply about 540 megaliters per day to the city. Currently, this capacity has been reduced to about 350 megaliters per day. As a result, a number of areas have already run out of water. Tongat Water Works that supply the whole of Tongat suffered serious damage that will take months to repair. In the interim, the municipality will be deploying more water tankers and is currently procuring a package plant that will be able to supply water. Umgeni Water and Kokta have also committed to assist with additional water tankers. For Inanda Dam, electricity is going to be back late today, and by the end of tomorrow, all should be back to normal in terms of water storage. More work will continue on the distribution infrastructure. This will enable a refill to a number of reservoirs before communities can start receiving water. We call upon residents to work with us as we are doing everything in our power to return everything to normal. Some of these will take a bit of time. This has been caused by a force of nature that we could not control. We're doing our best to return the lives to normality. With regard to road networks, our road networks have been hugely damaged. We have proceeded with immediate work to clear roads and return access to highways, such as N3 and other important networks. More and more areas are becoming accessible and enabling the speed of emergency relief supply. Major challenges on roads. The first is Bayhead, which is completely closed as it has collapsed as a strategic route for the movement of cargo coming in and out of the province. Its closure will have severe impact on economic activities of the province and the country. Trucks are unable to access container terminals. M7, which is the route used by trucks from Bayhead, is also experiencing some failures, so there is currently mop-up work to clear that particular area. N2 North Coast at Umhlali Bridge, the northbound, is closed and the traffic is diverted to the southbound as the bridge had shifted. The current congestion is making the movement difficult, especially between Durban and KwaDukuza to areas of the north coast, especially Mpangeni and Zulule. N2 South Coast at Umgababa, the northbound is closed and traffic is diverted to the southbound as well as is diverted to R103. There are huge traffic congestions. N2 South Coast Mkomazi, the southbound is closed and traffic is diverted to northbound to counter the flow. N2 South Coast near Adams off-ramp, near Adams on-ramp, northbound, there's slow lane closed due to the sinkhole. The N2 around Isibaya, This also area is affected and might affect those traveling in and out of the airport, in particular those coming for leisure in KwaZulu-Natal. N3, Durban, entry to Durban, 2 lanes have been closed around Camperdown for clean up. Delay continues in N3 around Marine Hill Toll Plaza, as well as around M1 Richmond. The priority is also being given to township roads where the entry and exit points have been cut off due to roads and bridges being severely damaged. Road has collapsed at the Umlazi split between M1 Higginson Highway and Umlazi split. With regard to the relief supply, all responder departments and municipalities are now on the ground providing relief support and emergency need to our communities. We need more TLBs, excavators, and other plant equipments to assist in other areas and to cope with the demand. The Department of Transport is committed to support with some of its heavy fleet to accelerate the process of clearing of roads and creating alternative routes to affected areas and residential areas. Psychosocial support and social relief of distress, including food, vouchers, and blankets, is being offered through the Department of Social Development to bereaved and affected families. Municipalities will announce on burial assistance to the bereaved families who need support. The provincial executive has already announced a provincial day of prayer for the whole of KwaZulu-Natal. Tomorrow we will continue to intensify our response effort. As well, we will also be reinforced by the visit of national ministers, including the National Minister of Water and Sanitation, Minister Senzo Mchunu, Minister of Water, Minister of Transport, Fikile Mbalula, and Minister of Human Settlement, Mamuluko Kupai. As the province of KwaZulu-Natal, we still want to affirm that we are ready to host visitors who will be coming. As the province prepares to celebrate the Easter holiday season, KwaZulu-Natal is gearing up to welcome holiday makers from across the province and the country. The provincial government has activated seasonal contingent plans to recover all the sectors of the economy. The King Shaka International Airport will remain open for the Easter weekend. This is part of the groundswell of positive things happening in the province. And after the triple challenges of the economic recession, the COVID-19, and the July unrest. Tourism contributes almost 10% to the GDP of KwaZulu-Natal. The availability of airline is critical to that function. We can report that the number of vehicles going through the toll gate suggests that there will be quite a large volume of potential tourists coming to KwaZulu-Natal from the two sources, which is in particular Gauteng and the intra-KwaZulu-Natal visitations. Tourism can still enjoy, or tourists can still enjoy themselves while also keeping safe. The province has projected 366,503 arrivals who are expected to spend about 1.2 billion over the weekend. The currency occupation rate is at 47%, and we believe that this will increase from tomorrow. We say come and enjoy the Zulu Kingdom road closures and cleanups to avoid any delay during your traveling. We welcome the gesture by local artists for their fundraising efforts to assist the victims of this disaster brought by the floods. We encourage other members of the society to do the same, because it is only when we work together that we can be able to bring hope to the affected families. In conclusion, we invite all sectors of the society to lend a helping hand: retailers, shops, industries, and various business sectors, including farmers, but also we as neighbors can do something to make a difference. This is not time for partisan bickering, grandstanding, and opportunism. Let us hit the road and speak with one voice in helping the people of KwaZulu-Natal to cope and overcome this tragedy. I expect that all leaders, national, provincial, and local, will work side by side with their communities to alleviate the suffering. There is a lot of work to be done ahead of us. Let us do work in a united manner and with a combination of all the resources at our disposal. May God hear our prayers and comfort and heal our families in pain. This is a time for us to demonstrate to our citizens and the world that we are a great people who can overcome any adversity with courage and dignity. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Premier, for the statement. I'm going to request that in case my network failed me, my colleague Tamingidi will assist in facilitation. We'll go straight to any questions of clarity. Colleagues, quickly, if you can take any questions of clarity. Colleague Joe will indicate, if you can indicate by showing your hand so we can see you. Thank you. I see no hand at this point. I think it's probably an indication that the statement by the Premier was comprehensive enough. Any questions? Okay, I think there's none. Premier?
One.
Oh, there's one. Can you go ahead, colleague? Dennis Delport?
Premier, this is Dennis from Netwerk 24 here. I just want to find out from you, is the province ready for the rains that is expected over the weekend?
Okay, thank you. Any other hand, colleagues? It's the final round.
Yes, question here from the Tribune.
Go ahead. Your name and surname in the media house.
Yeah, it's Mervyn Naidu from the Sunday Tribune. Premier, I just want to know, what is the total cost envisaged by the time mopping up and cleaning up operations are completed and having our province back to normality? Have you guys projected thus far in terms of what the cost will be to get everything running again? Thank you.
Thank you. Any other hand, colleagues? Just go ahead and introduce yourself before we close this round. Okay, I will hand over to the Honorable Premier for the response.
Well,
and there's also a request. There's also a request for a summary in Zulu, Premier.
Well, thank you. The first issue in terms of the readiness for the weekend, we can say that we are ready, but it also depends on the magnitude of floods that comes. You will know that KwaZulu-Natal has disaster management centers in almost all 11 districts. And those respond as and when there is a need. And equally, we always ensure that we issue alerts to warn people. So we will say we are ready. But equally, we will call on all people, especially those who are residing at the bank of the rivers or in areas which are wetlands, to relocate if the rain starts to upper areas where they will be safe. So we will also request for maximum cooperation, and we will beg people not to take risks to cross flooded rivers. And I think all of us have seen what happened, and therefore we call on all people to be extra careful. Mervyn, Mr. Naidu, I can say for now, the cost, we expect that it will run into billions, and we, however, are still quantifying the damage. So there are two important things now. The first is to ensure that we support affected families, get them shelters, provide food and clothes, ensure that the bereaved families are supported to bury their loved ones, clear all areas, get roads cleared, get water back, get electricity back, and get everything into normal so that people will start working again and life will continue. And from there, we will also be working to ensure that the experts begin to do a detailed assessment. And it is only that detailed assessment that will quantify the figures and the resources needed. So for now, I can only stop there in terms of the two questions asked.
Thank you, Prima. There are colleagues that are inspired. Maybe before the Prima summarize, I see Susan Janji and is it Mo? Can those colleagues quickly ask their questions?
Yeah, thank you so much, Premier. Could you confirm reports we're seeing that one rescuer died while trying to rescue children? I'm not so sure where, but we've seen reports going around today. Thank you.
Okay, Mo, go ahead.
All right, Premier, if you're able to hear me, my name is Bongiwe Zwane from Full View with the SABC. There have been some criticism towards of those who are saying you were ill-prepared.
No, I think thank you. The first question, we know that there are those who were either the rescue teams that were also injured, but we cannot confirm whether there is one who passed on as yet. So we will have to check that and issue an update on that. Well, with regard to the last question, I don't believe that we were ill-prepared. I believe that the magnitude and the severity of this, the storm disaster was so high. Of course, unprecedented. It has not happened before. So you will respond in a way that you are capacitated to respond, and you will find that there are still challenges. And two, this is not time for blame game. We don't want to blame anyone, but the reality is some of these incidents are affecting us at a high level, because when we encourage people not to build in low fields or in areas where there is potential of danger whenever there are storms, some community members do not respect that and cooperate. And therefore, you will not want at this time to start blaming other people, but I would want to say it is time that we unite. It is time that we educate ourselves about the environmental and the climate change challenges that we are facing as the province. And therefore, it is not for us the time to blame anyone. But for that, I can also allow the mayor as well as MEC Shomuga to add where they believe they can add. Thanks.
Thank you. Invite the Honorable MEC and Honorable Mayor.
No, thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Mabaso. Greetings to Honorable Premier, Premier Galala. Greetings to Honorable Mayor Kawunda, and all participants in this important briefing. I think the Premier has covered everything. Maybe let me start by sending condolences to all the families that they have lost their loved one. And the Premier have covered everything. It's just that the question that was asked, that how are we managing our disaster and compare it with the other disasters that have happened before. I don't think it's correct to do that, because the disaster that we are referring to 1984 is not like the one that we are seeing today, because that disaster that happened in 1994, we have 242 fatalities that have happened. That means this one is a worst disaster ever in South Africa. And as a government in KwaZulu-Natal, under the leadership of the Premier, we are in control over, as the Premier have alluded, that we've tried our level best to intervene. We've restored electricity, we've restored water in some of the areas, and we have a plan on ensuring that we support our people. And we're going to make sure that we are working with people. Hence, the Premier have also appeal and to even private sector to ensure that we support each other, because government alone can't do everything, but we need to work together to ensure that we protect our people, because one life in government is like it's a million life. That's why we're a caring government. I think I agree with the Premier when he says let's not use this opportunity to play politics, because we can't play games with the life of our people. And we want our people to ensure that they don't also take opportunities because of this and try to have a criminal element, because there are reports that indicated that in some areas people they have tried to loot in some shops, but we are happy that the law enforcement agencies, they are, as we are working together as government, as the Premier indicated, they are dealing with the situation, and we must indicate that everything is in order and we have restored peace, and the province of KwaZulu-Natal is moving forward to ensuring that we work together with everyone, and also welcome visitors as we enter to the long holiday of Good Friday. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable MC. We welcome the Honorable Mayor. Honorable Mayor, Petewini. Okay. We would like to invite back the Premier for a summary in isiZulu.
No, siyabonga. Sicela ukubingelela bonke abezindaba abanathi namuhla. Namuhla sikhuluma ndawonye kulesi sikhathi esinzima emlandweni weprovince yethu nasemlandweni wezwe lakithi. Isikhathi nobunzima bedisaster esibhekane nayo kusitshena ukuthi izinselelo zokushintshashintsha nokuguquka kwesimo sezulu zinkulu kakhulu futhi zizoba ne-impact enkulu esizweni. Ngalokho kumele sibambisane senze konke okusemandleni ukusaphothana. Uma kuyiwa ekupheleni kwesonto elidlule, umnyango wakaCOGTA nohulumeni waKwaZulu Natal bakhipha isixwayiso sazisa abantu ukuthi kungase kube nezimvula ezinkulu. Lapho saqala futhi sa-activate ama-centers ethu amanager izinto ze-disaster. Saqinisekisa ukuthi simi ngomumo ngesikhathi kuqala kubikwa izehlakalo. Ubuholi kusukela emakhanseleni kuya phansi saqala sangenelela osiqalile sangenelela sakwazi ukunikezela usizo la belidingeka. Noma kunjalo sizwakalisa okukhulu ubuhlungu ukuthi silahlekelwe kakhulu imphefumulo eminingi kwalahleka ingqalazizinda i-infrastructure ngendlela engakazi ibonakala. Uma sireporta nje namuhla abantu abangu-40,723 bathintekile kulezi hlakalo. Okubuhlungu kakhulu ukuthi abantu abangu-341 badlulile emhlabeni. Lokhu okubalwa abantu abangu-300 abaseThekwini, abawu-6 bakugu, ababili basemzinyathi, abane baseKing Cetshwayo, abawu-28 eLembe. Kanti ngaphekwa lokho kusenenqwaba yabantu abadukile abasafuna. Abantu abalimele abarekhodiwe njengamanje balako 55. Izikole ngaphezulu ka248 zicekeleke phansi zalimala. Namuhla ubuholi baKwaZulu Natal becabinet yaKwaZulu Natal bahambele zonke indawo ezithintekile okubalwa indawo zaseThekwini, iLembe, uGu, uThukela, umzinyathi nomgungundlovu. Umonakalo noma singakawubali ngokuphelele kodwa kuyacaca ukuthi uzosibiza kakhulu, uzobiza ngaphezulu kwama-billions. Kanti ingqalazinda icekeleke phansi kakhulu isikakhulukazi ugesi. Uma nje singasho ngemininingwane esinikwa ubaba uMeya uKhawunda, kuyazanywa ukubuyisela ugesi. Njengamanje ama-substation onke ayasebenza ngaphandle kwalawo athinteke kakhulu okubalwa iWentworth, Toyota neProspect. Umsebenzi uyenziwa ukubuyisela amanzi esimeni kodwa icapacity yamadamu isikakhulukazi omngeni njengamanje ibukeka iphansi kakhulu kunokujwayelekile. Kanti futhi amanye amadamu aye athinteka alimala ngenxa yezikhukhula ebezikho. Amanye amadamu uthola ukuthi ugesi olekelelayo ukuphehleni amanzi, uhanjiswa amanzi awukho kahle. Uphazamisekile ngenxa yezikhukhula. So siyafisa ukugcizelela kubo bonke abantu baKwaZulu Natal ukuthi senza konke okusemandleni ukuqinisekisa ukuthi ugesi uyabuya namanzi abuye kodwa kuyacaca ukuthi amanzi akazobuya ngokusheshsha kwezinye indawo. Yingakho umasipala usuthe uzoqinisekisa ukuthi unyusa izinga lokuthi ulethe amanzi ngeinqola lezi eziletha amanzi ezibizwa ngama-water tankers. Imigwaqo eminingi ithintekile okubalwa u-N2 no-N3 esikakhulukazi indawo engase-Bayhead engenela airport ethinteke kakhulu okukhinyabeza umnotho. U-N2 ku-North Coast ngasemhlali bridge nawo uthintekile kakhulu. U-N2 eSouth Coast ngasemgababa, u-N2 eSouth Coast eMkhomazi, no-N2 buduze nase-Adams. Ngokunjalo no-N2 eSibaya, u-N3 ngase-Camperdown nakhona kuyaclearishwa. Ngokunjalo nendawo la kuya ngase-Maran Hill ku-N3. Sifisa futhi ukuqinisekisa ukuthi bonke abantu bayahlinzekwa ngezidingo zokuthi bakwazi ukuthi baphephe kulesi sikhathi, banikezelwe ingubo nokudla ukuze bakwazi ukumelana nesimo esibhekene naso. Emgwaqeni yasemakhaya nasemalokishini siyazama ukuqala ukugugula ukuze abantu bakwazi ukuthola ukuhamba, kodwa kuyacaca ukuthi sidinga more isikakhulukazi ama-TLBs nama-excavators. Sizozama through i-department yakwa-transport ukulekelela umasipala kulokhu. Siyabonga kakhulu ukhanjelwa umongameli, uminister wakwa-COPTA, uDr. Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, uminister wezokuvikela okwezamaphoyisa, ubaba uBhikicele, nominister uGungubele. Kusasa sizoqhubeka nomsebenzi wo-clean up. Siyazi futhi ukuthi sojoyinwa wominister okubalwa uminister uSenzo Mchunu obhekele ezamanzi nokuthuthwa kwendle, uminister uMbalula wakwa-transport, nominister uMamoluko Kubayi ovela kwi-human settlement. Siyafisa futhi uqinisa abantu bakithi ukuthi noma isimo sinje sikulungele ukusingatha abantu abazobe behambele amaholidi befisa ukuba namaholidi lapha KwaZulu Natal. Sikhuthaza kakhulu ukuthi siqhubeke ngoba lokho kuyingxenye yokwakha umnotho. I-tourism i-eda at least to 10% kwi-GDP ye-province. Siyazi ukuthi umnotho wethu ukhahlamezeke kakhulu ngenxa yokwehla kwamazinga omnotho nokushawa sikhahlanyezwe i-COVID-19 ne-unrest ebengoJulayi. Siyafisa-ke ukuvulela bonke labo abazobe bezwa ukuthi beze bekhululekile kodwa baqikekele ukuthi bayabheka isimo sezulu, bafuna ulwazi ngemigwaqo abazohamba kuyo ukuthi ayivaliwe na. Siyabonga ama-artist akwaZulu Natal ayibumbile angena kumkhankaso wokusilekelela afundraise ukulekelela imiphakathi yethu. Sithi sonke masiqinisekise lokho ukuthi imiphakathi siyayilekelela. Lesi akusona isikhathi sokukhombana ngemino kodwa isikhathi sokusupporta bonke labo bantu abathintekile nabakhahlamezekile. Masibumbane abaholi bonke basebenzisane nabantu kwindawo zonke la bekhona, sinikezele isupport kubantu bakithi abadinga. Sithi uNkulunkulu akezwe imikhuleko yethu, aduduze futhi asingathe labo abalahlekelwe izihlobo, asindise labo abalimeleyo. Kulesi sikhathi masibambane sibe isizwe esimunye, saziwe emhlabeni wonke ukuthi siyisizwe esikwaziyo ukumelana nabo bonke ubunzima obusificayo. Siyabonga.
Thank you very much, Honorable Premier. We'll be sending the statement via the groups, our normal channels colleagues. So with that, I think we we are coming to the end of the briefing. I would like to express our appreciation to all the colleagues, and we adjourn at this point. Is there? Yeah, I think we will adjourn. Thank you. Okay.
It's Shahan
No.
Hankisin from eNCA. Can you hear me?
Yes, Shahan, we can hear you.
Yeah, sorry, we had our hands up. Just two questions. And first, our condolences to the people of KwaZulu-Natal and the government. Premier, my question is regarding the issue of some residents we've spoken to in several areas who say their homes have been destroyed, they have nowhere to go, and they haven't had any assistance from government just yet. Obviously, we know that you're very stretched when it comes to attending to everyone. What's your reassurance to people who say that they have not been assisted just yet? And then secondly, in terms of help from disaster management teams from other parts of the country, other provinces, do you need that right now to get to more people faster?
Okay, let's invite the Honourable Premier first. Is it okay? Let's take you.
This is Frances Hurd from SABC News. If you can hear me, a quick question for the Premier, if that's okay. Premier, thank you for taking the question. And it's very quickly about tourism. You say that KwaZulu-Natal is gearing up to welcome tourists. And my question is that a responsible call for people to still come in this weekend? Because we were looking at the roads earlier, in the opinion of a veteran traffic reporter, those roads are disastrous. There are huge safety concerns, and there's going to be huge congestion coming in. And then sure, some people will fly into Kinshasa, but you said you don't know the magnitude of the floods to come. So surely you can't assure the nation right now that there won't be flooding of roads in and out of that airport. So my question, is that responsible to say, of course, tourism is important, but is it responsible to say we still welcome tourists this Easter weekend?
Thank you, colleagues. We will invite the Premier to respond to those two, and then I think, colleagues, we will be receiving continuous updates. Even tomorrow, there will be further updates. I think after that, we'll pack it here for now. Thank you, Honourable Premier.
Well, let me start with the last question. We cannot say people who have made arrangements, they've booked flights, accommodation, and they are ready to come, then we say, no, don't come. By now, all people who are undertaking holidays have made plans. And for us as government is to assist to ensure that those plans are supported. So we will do everything we can to ensure that people are supported as and when they come to KwaZulu-Natal. With regard to the first two questions, the first one was about the whether we are ready or we can confirm that we've assisted all people. I can say people who have been who have reported have been assisted. But in case there are people who have not been assisted, we will welcome, we will appreciate to get details so that we will reach out to them. There is no one who will be left out, and we don't want, as I have said, to have a selected approach. We want to support all people equally. With regard to the support from other provinces, yes, we will welcome the support from other provinces. I've been in touch with Premier Makura from Gauteng, Premier Allen Windi from Western Cape, Premier Bushi Mabe from Northern Cape. And we are in touch. Any assistance available and offered will be welcome. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honourable Premier. Thank you very much, Honourable MEC Samuga and Honourable Mayor of eThekwini and all the colleagues. The MEC for Community Safety and Transport and in KZN, As clarified on the question of the rescuer that was said to have died or injured, she is indicating that there is no rescue team member that was injured or died. It was a dog that was involved in the rescue efforts that got electrocuted, and it is being attended to in one of the animal hospitals in Durban. Thank you very much. We adjourn here, colleagues. Thanks.